Gabby, the Food and Drug Administration has put guidelines in place to curb the amount of lead in baby food. However, many are saying this does not go far enough. This comes after more than 500 children became sick last year from eating cinnamon-flavored applesauce contaminated with lead. Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi joins us live now from Washington, D.C. Good morning, Congressman.
Morning, Natalie. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. You know, you and I have been talking about this issue for the last couple of years. You have been pushing very hard for toxic metal limits for baby food. Do these new guidelines do the job?
No, I'm very disappointed. I'm glad that the FDA acted after our investigation a few years ago revealed high levels of arsenic, cadmium, mercury, and lead in baby food. They started something called the Closer to Zero program. But unfortunately, it's been closer to zero activity and way too much delay in publishing standards for how baby food should be produced. And this current guidance is just that. It's guidance. It's not enforceable standards. It doesn't cover all foods, including the ones that parents use the most, such as teething biscuits and cereal with their children. And then last, again, it doesn't say anything about arsenic, cadmium, or mercury, which I'm very, very concerned about as well.
Why didn't the FDA go further? Because they have the research, they have the information that shows how harmful this is for children. Why do you think they took this softer stance?
I've been asking the same question. I'm unfortunately led to believe that I think industry in part might have captured the regulatory process. They're very, very powerful here in Washington, D.C., both in Congress and in some of these regulatory agencies. And I'm worried that these baby food companies and these big food conglomerates are preventing action on basically protecting some of our most vulnerable citizens, namely our children and babies.
And Congressman, I know that you're not a doctor and you're not like a health food advisor, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. If the FDA isn't doing the job, what can we do to protect our children from toxic metal contamination in foods?
A couple things. One, I hope that parents and your audience who are paying attention to this advocate with their lawmakers at the state and federal level to take action here. I have legislation called the Baby Food Safety Act, which I'm trying to move through this Congress to set standards, to give FDA authority to enforce those standards, and to make sure that the food that we serve our babies is safe. That's the first thing. So advocate for that type of legislation. And then the second thing is, reward those companies who are doing the right thing, who are actually trying to do their best to lower toxic heavy metal levels in their baby food, and buy that food, help them to survive and profit from their good work in that regard. So those are a couple of the things I would advocate right now.
Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, again joining us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Natalie.